I'm Claire Morneau. I'm the Communications Manager at CISA, which is Community Involved in Sustaining Agriculture. And we're a nonprofit that works in Franklin, Hampshire, and Hampden counties here in the Pioneer Valley region of Western Mass. And we work with farms to help them survive and maintain viability. And then we also do outreach and marketing and education of consumers to talk about the issues that farmers face and encourage people to buy local. We work with a number of dairy farms that are doing, making products or otherwise engaged in direct sales to consumers or doing value-added products so that they can sell, through grocery stores and that sort of thing. So we work with dairy farms that make yogurt and cheese. And so for wholesale dairy farmers, the price that they get paid for the milk that they sell is set on a federal level. So they function like a lot of commodity crops that are, mostly dominate other parts of the country in terms of the agriculture that is common. So milk is one of the few products that farmers around here are producing that functions in that sort of system. And the price that dairy farmers are getting paid for milk is consistently less than it costs them to produce it. So that's a pretty central challenge to any business that's trying to survive. They still make up a pretty significant chunk of agriculture in Massachusetts. I think it's something like 2% of farms are dairy farms, but they steward 10% of the agricultural land, and milk products account for 10% of the value of agricultural products sold. So they're producing this huge amount of milk. It's moving through these really functional wholesale processing and sales systems, and the real flaw is that they're not getting paid enough. So a lot of them make up the difference with other crops. A lot of them support their families with other jobs, or somebody in the family works off the farm. And then there are a couple of programs that exist to support dairy farms, federal and state programs that support them. So yeah, it's a really important industry, and it's a very important piece of what's happening in agriculture here, and the farmers are really struggling to make ends meet because of what they get paid.
La verdad, como deseo estar contigo un momento, aunque sea 5 minutos, si no es más, con esos tengo, pero que estemos solitos, que nadie nos esté viendo. Cuando me toca mirarte, me imagino tantas cosas, hago fantasías contigo en mi mente cochambrosa, y así me la paso siempre. Eres mi pasión hermosa. Eres mi amor platónico, eres la fruta prohibida. Yo sé bien que es imposible tu relación y la mía, pero te adoro en silencio, desde lejos, vida mía.
All right, well, I'm Chad Dysek. This is Maple Line Farm. This is actually my in-laws' farm. John Kokoski and Elaine Kokoski own it, and it's been in the farm since 1904. It's been not always a dairy farm. It was a vegetable farm. It was a tobacco farm, then a vegetable farm, and the cows came in the 50s or 60s at some point, and they were using that for the winter time when the vegetables weren't going on. And then finally it became a full-time dairy farm in the late 70s, early 80s, once my father-in-law graduated from UMass Stockbridge. Once it became a dairy farm, it was self-sustaining, and it could do its own thing at that point. But as the price of milk went down, some other stuff had to happen. And as it started happening, and you had to find a way to increase income and make this farm sustainable for itself, we started bottling our own milk. Processing your own milk, case in point, is something we did to sustain the farm. And it's not necessarily you know, even processing milk it's a great aspect. It's great for us, but it's not a huge moneymaker. It's just pretty much, you know, it pays the bills, it does what it has to do, it makes enough ends meet so we can get all this done. And there's a little extra left over, but it's not like this huge amount like a big corporation. You're talking millions of dollars, you know. So, you know, you have to cut, you have to manage, and you have to almost micromanage every little thing that goes on, especially a dairy farm. Most farms, they do the same, but a dairy farm even more so. A lot of people are stuck in how this is how they've done it, this is how their grandfather did it, this is how their father did it, and it's gone back generations. And it worked up until recent times. And by recent times, I mean probably the last 30 years, it always worked like that. Today, it's not like that. You have to have a dairy farm with the prices being so low, and you know, here it is, 2018, and the prices that you're getting for milk is the same price as it was in 1972 or 73, early 70s anyway. So you figure what you're getting for milk in the 1970s, what you could buy, and what you can buy today, there's no comparison. Yeah, it's a tough industry by all means. You have to love it. I mean, it's not a 9-to-5 job. It's not even a 9-to-9 job. It's 7 days a week. Doesn't matter what it is. The cows are milked twice a day here. And it doesn't matter what's going on. If the power's out, you have to have some way to milk those cows every day, 7 days. And so it's not really, you're not going to a job. It's a way of life. It's what you do. It's how it is. Don't expect to be done at this time and finish at this time and be home on this and that. It's not how it works.